do you think the way that he described the black women that he experienced, do you think every black woman acts that way? That they're, because what I heard was they want dot dot dot, and these is his
No.
exact words. They want Ruth Chris. They, expect more from their
So
men.
what you just said is that he experienced.
That's what he said.
Right.
He experienced.
Right.
Yes.
And so my question is, do you think every black woman that he experienced, or just in general, behave like the way that he described?
Of course not.
So the reason why I asked you that,
it doesn't matter if every black woman acts that way. It only matters his experience.
Yes.
That is it.
yeah, but he's generalizing. He said, go back to the clip. He said, our black women be wanting all of these things. Our black women be doing all of that. So you have to be mindful of how you say things, right? Because you're right. He can speak about his experience. If he feels like this is the best way for him to speak on his experience,
which is my point.
So my thing is, he ain't never experienced.
We black women been doing the same thing for years. You've been generalizing black men and how they treat black women for years. We've been doing it for years. They do it in movies. They do it on TV. They do it
Facts.
all the time.
Oh, she's cooking. I'm in love. Yo, I love Val. And I told you, the moment any woman speaks up for men, there's always another black woman attacking her. Because before she was attacking the men, but as soon as a woman comes in to speak anything logical or positive about men, there's always another woman ready to attack her. Man, she's cooking. Oh my God. Ooh, let's go.
It's about how black men treat black women. We've been generalizing black men on peons.
I listen, don't say we. Because here's my thing.
You may not, but in general, yes, we have. And I'm not talking about the very people.
You're talking about media, right? And there's a lot to go into why there's a certain stereotype of black people in the media, right? When you talk about
media, I'm talking.
But you just said in general.
I gave examples of media. Yes.
Okay.
I gave examples.
Exactly. Oh, I love that energy. She was talking crazy to the guys, and the guys were kind of calm. But I love that Val is not backing down. Hey, if you're gonna bring the energy, I'm gonna bring, the whole hand thing. She thought she was gonna do the hand gestures to the men, and the men were just gonna back up. Val is like, you bring the energy of the hand, I'm gonna bring the energy too. Man, I love Val. But you know what's so crazy? And this is why men don't speak up. Because when the man in the beginning of the video talked about his experiences and what things he would love black women to change, the only thing she picked up is he's talking about all women. If you gave her $1,000 and told her, mention all the things he said women should change, she wouldn't remember, because she was focused on how he was talking, or the words, rather than his experience of what he says black women should change. Let's go.
But Jazz, the generalization doesn't mean everybody.
You have to put somebody else down.
But look,
all I'm asking is whether it's a man doing it, or a woman doing it to a black man, or a black man doing it to a black woman, why do you have to put down other people to lift yourself up? If you have found love, speak about that.
Criticizing someone and sharing your experience with someone and saying, hey, listen, I would love it if you changed this. I would love if you made more money. I would love if you dressed better. It's not putting someone down. It's you sharing your experience and saying, hey, listen, I want you to change something. It's not putting them down and putting yourself up. I don't know how she missed the guy's experience. This is crazy. It's like every time a man communicates, she gets something completely different.
Let me say this.
And when you do that,
it's how you look at things. It's perspective. It's not always coming down.
Let me stop talking.
But look,
now she's being a victim.
Speaking on his experience, which I know he's both married. He's married to a black woman. Look, okay.
Let me just say this. We cannot run away from criticism.
Exactly.
We cannot run away from people saying the things that how they experience us, or the things that they consider us doing wrong. We can't run away from that.
Facts.
So it's all in perspective. If you look at things like, okay, you're putting me down,
victim,
instead of looking at what that person said and say, oh, how can I change? Or
that's what
I
just said.
Need to do to make my relationship better with my man, or with Black men in general, or us as a whole, as a community.
Look at her.
Okay.
She's ready to go. Look at her. She can't even listen for 5 seconds. She's ready to go and attack Val. You're winning to find Val, because there are very few Vals that support, that even listen. I don't care if she supports Black men or not, but she's saying when a man says something he doesn't like, before you criticize him and play victim, I'm talking to you, Jazz, at least listen to what he's saying. Criticism is not putting you down, but they quickly play victim.
Down all the time.
Okay,
how are you looking at it?
Granted. So what I'm saying is this, Val. It seems like his only experience. We are all under the understanding that all Black women are not like that. But it seems like that's been his only experience with Black women, and now he don't want anything to do with them. My question is, what are we doing that we're not finding Black women that actually like us, that actually want to build us up, that's not like that? If we're all smart here, right? Except for me. Excuse me. I'm the slowest one here. But if we all know that everybody doesn't operate the same, why are you blaming all women when it's just the women that you've experienced? Why are you?
Again, she's focused on the words he used instead of focusing on the message. He didn't say all women. He just said in his experience, the women he has experienced. They're loud. They want Ruth Chris. They want expensive dinner dates. They're too, bad attitude. That's all he said. But she just can't even accept the fact that some women actually do that.
Finish, but I'll tell you.
But here's the thing, Val. Why is it the general Black women's fault when we know you can find you a good Black woman?
Look,
and not have
let me just say this. You're saying the reason why is because it's not just him experiencing Black women that way.
But there are a lot of Black men that aren't experiencing.
Oh my God, let Val talk.
I'm sorry?
There are a lot of Black men who are not experiencing Black women that way, Val.
Yeah, but that's his experience. Why are you trying to nullify his experience?
So what I'm saying is, why? How come he hasn't experienced a good Black woman if they're out there?
Jazz, he's married to a Black woman. He just was giving his. But he just giving his example in the past. He's married to a Black woman, though.
Yeah. No, that's excellent. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Y'all know me.
He just was giving his experience at that time. Again, he asked the question. He was asked the question.
Yeah. No, it's cool. We're just talking about our opinions on his response. He is very well in his right to speak on his experiences, right? And
she's not letting Val talk.
You said what?
Does it change anything? How you saying? Because he's married to a Black woman right now.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that he was able to find a good Black woman, because like the proof, he just proved the point. If we know there are good Black women out there, why are we making these grand statements that?
Because it's for the community. It's not just for one individual. Right? So what this woman is saying, if someone in my community comes and beats me up, other people shouldn't speak about it. Actually, I shouldn't speak about it because not all people in the community beat me up. No, I should speak on it so that people or their parents or those people who may have the inclination to also want to beat me up think about it and be like, you know what, beating Boogie up is not really good because he's hurt right now. Like, I don't know how that's so hard to use logic to understand.
They only want to do this. You done went back to a Black woman.
Oh my God, she's annoying.
He was asked a question, so if he's answering the question based on experience, he never said.
What was the question that he was asked? Because
why do men date outside the race? Men. So he gave his answer.
Yeah, he gave his perspective, right? And I don't think he was referring to all. Granted, it can't be all. We can, even though he didn't say some.
Yeah, it's logic.
Clearly, because he never dated all Black women. But
I'm just mad because Val was spitting and then she cut her off. Every time she asked Val a question, Val is about to answer. She came in. Now I can't even. Come on.
I think some of the stuff he said had validity. Because in some different cultures, they're taught to do certain things that Western women aren't taught.
Exactly.
So he wasn't knocking the Black woman in that clip. He wasn't. Granted, there are men that do it, but he was just answering the question. This is the reason I had this preference of women, because they did X, Y, and Z compared to the women in the Western of what I encountered, which I think is a great, honestly, if he said Black woman ain't shit, I wouldn't take nothing from it, because I'm not a Black woman that ain't shit. So
right, and so it comes full circle because and it comes full circle because he realized all Black women ain't shit. He ended up with one.
He didn't say all. Oh my God, Jazz, you're beautiful, baby, but I have a feeling common sense is something you struggle with.
Can we just be honest for a second? Listen, I love y'all, and I have a preference for being around y'all. Y'all are a lot to deal with.
Exactly that attitude.
Honest to God, like real talk. And I know y'all don't want to have no accountability and do a self-check. I know y'all don't want to be realistic about this, but it is a lot. And I'm not even saying that it's all y'all fault, because I believe that a lot of it may come from different trauma and things that y'all have experienced in y'all childhood and our cultural norms and all of that stuff. But it is. And when you get into a relationship with a Black woman, especially when you marry her, you kind of take on a father figure role.
That's facts, man. Shout out to Anton Daniels. This was a great discussion, but it just shows the difference in the mindset, from a woman like Jazz and a woman like Val. Jazz and Val, night and day difference in the mindset. Guys, tell me in the comments, would you rather have Jazz as your woman, your wife, or would you rather have Val as your woman, your wife? Like, let's be honest. So I'll put that link down below, man.